Here we go, presentation 2. If I can figure out how to present. Oh, well, my bad. Alright, presentation 2. So I chose Nazism for how were the ideologies and impacts of the 20th century influenced by industrialization, race, and colonialization. I thought Nazism was a good choice for this. Nazism is the political principles of the National Socialist German Workers' Party, which was started by Hitler and some of his other associates. A lot of the times in history it is associated with racist behavior. That is what most people see it as without looking at it, and it is also very authoritarian behaviors and the conquest to be the best. This is why it was designed, as you will see more. So, Nazism influenced by industrialization. One reason Nazism came about was that the influence of World War I left Germany crippled. Poor economic conditions and high unemployment because of the war effort. So Hitler had to do something. Germany was hurting after World War I, and they were having to pay war reparations as part of the Treaty of Versailles as well. So Hitler and the Nazi Party offered simple solutions to Germany's problems, exploiting people's fears, frustrations, and hopes to win broad support. So what'd they do? The Nazi Party boosted the economy's recovery and national morale with huge public works projects for the unemployed and with open defiance of the Treaty of Versailles. So they said they were not going to pay their reparations, and they also, Hitler started projects such as the Autobahn, kind of focusing on building their economy so they were self-sufficient, so they didn't have to rely on other parts or other countries. This shows that Nazism got its start from industrialization. Hitler knew that he would have to bolster up the country, and he got people behind it because they needed jobs, they needed money, and he was very smart with his economics, which helped get Nazism start before anyone realized it. So the Nazism and race. The party had 25 points outlining the Nazi Party, which announced by Hitler. I believe this was in 1920, and this was part of reading packet 4. And point 4 says, only a member of the race can be a citizen. A member of the race can only be one who is German blood without consideration of creed. Consequently, no Jew can be a member of the race. So, right from the start here, Hitler's saying that this is only full-born German blood, getting race right into the equation of the Nazi Party. So the ideas of scientific race was another reason the Nazi Party came to rise. Race was socially constructed, and Hitler used it to his advantage. Hitler called upon remembered myths of the blood libel from the Middle Ages to evoke fear that Jews would contaminate what he referred to as a superior Aryan race. Therefore, according to Hitler's doctrine, all Jews in their genetic pool must be eliminated. So, as you can see, Hitler used the ideas of race to bolster the Nazi Party and to kind of show that Germans were the ones who were going to be in control here. There was a side note that said Hitler did have some Jewish relatives that he was not very fond of, and this kind of, from a young age, started his ideas towards Jews, which, we all know what happened later on. So, Nazism and race continued. Race, while not a valid biological concept, is a social construct that gives or denies benefits and privileges. So race was created to kind of block people for labor use. That's what it was originally started as back in the day. My sociology teacher last semester said they would take old skulls and put like beans in them, and whatever one could fill the most beans that's how they classified race. So of course the whites were on top, and then they got lower and lower for different types of people that they didn't want, and they used it for labor means so they could bound people to lower constructs. Racism and anti-Semitism were also facilitated by the developments of social Darwinism and pseudoscientific notions based on theories of racial superiority and inferiority. So also again here, social Darwinism, survival of the fittest. Nazism is using that to subjugate the Jewish people and saying the Germans will survive because we are the fittest and we are the best, and putting another race inferior. Another reason Nazism was influenced by race was Hitler's view the world as an arena for the permanent struggle between peoples. He divided the world population into high and low races, just like I said. So race was big for Nazism, and the ideas of race and its changing values. Hitler was part of the one who changed that and made it more construct between high and low, and he was big in that. So race had a lot to do with the Nazism. So Nazis and influences. The 20th century, World War I gave opportunity for new power. Like I said, coming off of low economic and a depleting war, Germany needed something to boost themselves up, and that's when industrialization came in of the German economy. This was huge. This laid the groundwork for the Nazi Party, and then Hitler's ideas of race and how he had superior and inferior, and he laid that right from the start, using old myths set in the Middle Ages about race. And then social Darwinism helped facilitate and justify the ideas of race by the Nazi Party. So as you can see here, the Nazism influence were great. They had 20th century events such as World War I, they had the industrialization, and they had race. So it really touched on a lot of things. And here are the references. Thank you for listening.